Hi, my name is Sarah Quart and I'm an early literacy intervention and resource teacher. I am passionate about running records through all forms of assessment during a student's learning cycle. At the schools we work at, I think we probably all have an assessment toolkit. At the school I work at, we have the PM benchmark system. In the kit, there are level texts from levels 1 to 30. I highly encourage that at the beginning of the year, all teachers do a running record diagnostic assessment to see where their students are at coming in at the beginning of the year. I encourage teachers to do this within the first couple weeks of school so that we can come up with a plan for each student's learning. I believe that the running record tool is one of the most powerful assessment tools that we have as teachers today. They cover assessments of, for, and as learning. My purpose today is to really help encourage you to not only use running record assessments at the beginning, middle, or end of the year, but to use them on the fly throughout the year. They are a fabulous formative assessment tool. Hi, Sophia. We're going to do a little bit of reading together this morning, really quick, okay? I read with you last week, but I just wanted to read with you again and see how you're doing. Okay, do you remember last week we were talking about when you get to the end of this sentence, really thinking about if it made sense or not, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready? You go ahead and I'm just going to take some quick notes. Ready?
Okay. The dirty, rotten grandma. The dirty, rotten grandma. Next to Christmas, birthdays are one of the best days of the year. Not because it was the day you were born, but because you get presents. 2 days ago, it was Gordon's birthday, and his Uncle Ivan gave him $1,000 to take Paulo and Mai to the football game in the city. My dad agreed to drive us early on Saturday morning. My dad agreed to drive us early on Saturday morning. We piled into the back car and full of excitement. The tickets are $30 each, said Gordon, which leaves us $10 left over for drinks. They'll be cheaper at the grocery store, said Paulo. That's where we should head as soon as we're dropped off.
Good job. You were reading so smoothly and fluently, I could hardly keep up. Good job there. You know what I really loved here? I loved you struggled a little bit on the word agreed, and you sounded it out, and then you thought about what would make sense, and then you even went back to the beginning of the sentence to read it all again to make sure it makes sense. That was really good. Just remember we were working on having the sentence make sense completely when you were done. On this sentence, you said 2 days ago it was Gordon's birthday and his Uncle Ivan gave him $100,000 to take Paulo and Mai to a football game in the city. What part didn't there quite make sense?
That one.
That one. Yeah, what should it be? Ivan gave him $100,000 to take Paulo and Mai to a football game in the city. What should the word be?
Me.
Can you fix it?
Me.
That would make sense. Let's think about this story for a second. I like the part at the beginning. The speaker says, birthdays are one of the best days of the year. What do you think?
No.
No? You don't think birthdays are? What's your best day of the year?
Christmas.
Christmas, why?
You get lots of presents.
You get lots of presents. I wondered if you would say that.
Everybody.
As you can see, I don't think I got all of the checks for the words that she got right, but I was following along as best as I could. And I've tried to write down the places where she made a couple mistakes and places where I wanted to talk to her afterwards about a praise point. I think you do come up with your own little symbols. I use TP for teaching point, PP for praise point. And at the end, I really try and give her something she can work on and something she did really well. You can tell that she's obviously a very accomplished reader, but there's always something that you can talk about. And that took a minute, 2 minutes, I think, in the class. That's really doable to do on a daily basis with a variety of students. I think sometimes teachers focus a little bit too much on using the PM benchmark kit. As you can see, we were just using the novel that she happens to be reading in the moment. And it did give me a lot of knowledge. I think moving forward, we're still going to work on being really careful with visual information and just continue on reading for meaning. I hope I've been able to encourage you to do running records on the fly, and that they can be done really quickly. It's a fabulous way to give immediate feedback to a student. By giving one praise point and one teaching point, a student can really build their self-monitoring systems for reading. And I think this is the ultimate goal of assessment as learning. I challenge you to do running records on a daily basis. Gather your evidence and meet with colleagues to collaborate about how you could move your students forward based on the data that you've collected.